Hello students, today we will discuss about enzyme catalysis. Before discussing about this, first we will see what are enzymes. We know catalysts speed up the chemical reaction. In living beings, many chemical reactions are taking place. Those chemical reactions are known as biochemical reactions. These biochemical reactions are catalyzed by special catalysts. Those catalysts are known as enzymes. So enzymes catalyzes biochemical reactions. That's why enzymes are known as biocatalysts. So what are enzymes? Enzymes are biocatalysts. Biocatalysts. Enzymes are proteins in nature. Globular proteins. In a protein, polypeptide chain folded and gives a spherical shape. Such proteins are globular proteins. Enzymes are proteins, globular proteins, proteins in nature. So, globular proteins. We know proteins are nitrogen containing organic compounds. Moreover, proteins have 4-level structure. That's why proteins are not a simple molecules. Those are complex molecules. Therefore, enzymes are proteins. That's why what are enzymes means. Enzymes are complex nitrogenous organic compounds which are uh, produced from living plants and animals. Therefore, what are enzymes? Enzymes are complex nitrogenous organic compounds which are produced from living plants and animals. This is about enzyme. Now we will see the mechanism of enzyme catalysis. Mechanism of enzyme catalysis. Come to this. Here, this is the enzyme. Over the surface of enzyme, there are cavities like this. These are cavities. These cavities are called as binding sites or active sites. Here, some functional groups may be present: COH, OH, SH, NH2. Such functional groups will be there. So these binding sites are active sites. See, this is substrate molecule. In organic reactions, reactant molecule is known as substrate. In organic reactions, reactant molecule is known as substrate. When this substrate molecule approaches enzyme surface, see this substrate molecule fit into these cavities. See, this part fit here, this part here. Therefore, here substrate molecule fits into the cavities of enzyme, just like key fits into a lock. Just like key fits into a lock. Therefore, this substrate molecule binds with the enzyme at these sites. Therefore, while binding with the substrate molecule, these functional groups forms weak bonds with substrate, then substrate molecule will binds with the enzyme. Okay, so resulting of this, enzyme substrate intermediate is formed. This is a temporary molecule. This is also called as activated complex. This is a temporary one. Now, because it is having high energy, so it is unstable. Now, the substrate molecule present on the enzyme surface. Now, the substrate molecule undergoes chemical change and transform to product. After formation of products, those products are not having any affinity towards enzyme surface. Therefore, after formation of products, they immediately leaves from the enzyme surface. Okay, in this way, over the surface of enzyme, substrate molecule attached to the enzyme surface. Later, chemical change will take place. Later, for product form, that product leaves from the enzyme surface. This happening during enzyme catalysis. So, enzyme catalysis involves two steps. This is step 1, this is step 2. In step 1, substrate molecules binds with enzyme and forms enzyme substrate intermediate. Later this enzyme substrate intermediate decomposes and gives enzyme and products. Formed products leaves from the surface of enzyme. This can be shown like this easy way. Enzyme plus substrate, enzyme substrate intermediate. This is a first step. Step 1 is reversible reaction. In step 2, this enzyme substrate decomposes and gives enzyme plus product. In this way, substrate molecule transform to product molecule. This transformation is chemical reaction. This transformation takes place over enzyme surface. Okay. See, at the end of this process, enzyme molecule is regenerated. This regenerated enzyme can be reused. Means at the end of the reaction, enzyme molecule is regenerated. It is ready to transform one more reactant molecule into product molecule. Like this, a single enzyme molecule can be reused again and again. That's why, see here, that's why here enzyme molecule is said to be highly efficient. Highly efficient. Highly efficient. Now we will see the characteristics of enzyme catalysis. Characteristics of enzyme catalysis. First one, highly efficient. Highly efficient. Highly efficient means one molecule of enzyme may transform million molecules of reactants in a minute, which means one molecule of enzyme may transform million molecules of reactants within the span of 1 minute, which means enzyme is highly efficient. Within short span of time, it can catalyze many reactant molecules. It can catalyzes many reactions. Within short span of time, a single enzyme molecule can catalyze many reactions. That's why enzyme catalysis is highly efficient. Second one, enzyme catalysis is highly specific. Here come to, suppose instead of this substrate molecule, let us assume one more substrate molecule. Suppose assume one more substrate molecule. Suppose this substrate molecule approaches this enzyme. No chemical reaction. Chemical reaction not takes place. Why? Because means here, see, this is the shape of binding site. See here, binding site shape and here substrate shape complementary with each other. This part can be fit here. See, these two are complementary with each other. This portion can be fit here. That's why it exactly fit into the cavities of enzyme. But that's why enzyme can transform this substrate molecule into product, but this substrate molecule cannot, this enzyme cannot transform this substrate molecule into product. Why? Because here binding site, shape of binding site is specific for this. Within these binding sites, this substrate molecule cannot fit at all. That's why due to characteristic shape of these cavities, these binding site, a single enzyme molecule, a particular enzyme can transform particular substrate molecule into product, but not all substrate molecules. Therefore, here enzyme can transform a particular substrate molecule into product, but not all substrate molecules, which means enzyme action is highly specific. It can it can transform particular substrate molecule into product, but not all substrate molecules. That's why enzyme action is highly specific. In another words, one enzyme can catalyze one chemical reaction. One enzyme can catalyze one chemical reaction, but not more than one chemical reaction. One catalyst can catalyze one chemical reaction, but not more than one chemical reaction. This is the meaning of specific. Therefore, enzyme catalysis is highly specific. One enzyme cannot catalyze more than one chemical reaction. See here, this is the urea. This is the urea. This urea decomposes into ammonia and carbon dioxide. This decomposition reaction is catalyzed by urease. See, this is methyl urea. But this decomposition, methyl urea does not decomposes in the presence of urease. Means urease can decomposes urea into ammonia and carbon dioxide, but same urease catalyst cannot decomposes methyl urea. Means urease work out here, urease enzyme work out for this reaction, same urease not work out for this reaction, even though these two are very similar substrate molecules. That's why even though these are very similar, one type of organic compounds, one class of organic compounds, even though urease won't work out for the second one, which means enzyme action is highly specific. Now come to third point, highly active under optimum temperature. Enzymes activity is maximum at a particular temperature. See here, the temperature range is 298 Kelvin to 310 Kelvin. Within this temperature range, enzymes activity is maximum. See here, our body temperature is around 310 Kelvin. This is within this temperature range. Therefore, our body is more suitable for the maximum enzymatic action. Okay. So, if temperature is beyond this range, if temperature more than this, enzyme activity is less. If temperature is less than this range, that time also enzyme activity is less. Beyond this range, enzyme activity is less. Only within this range, enzyme activity is maximum. Next point, highly active under optimum pH. Enzymes work well within this pH range. This is optimum pH range. If pH is beyond this particular value, means above this, above 7 or below 5, enzymes are not works well, means their activity is less. But within this range, enzymes activity will be more. Okay, now we'll see one more point. This point is important. Fifth one, activator coenzyme. Activator coenzyme. See, these substances increases the enzyme activity. Enzyme activity increased by these. Okay, here what are activator, what are coenzymes, we'll see. Active form of enzyme consists of two pots, protein pot, protein pot, non-protein pot, non-protein pot, non-protein pot, non-protein pot. See, active form of enzyme is known as haloenzyme, 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 haloenzyme. See, this part is called as apoenzyme, apoenzyme, apoenzyme. This part, non-protein part of enzyme is known as cofactor, cofactor, cofactor. This cofactor is essential for the activity of enzyme. This is compulsory for the activity of proper action of enzyme. So without this part, this portion, this protein part alone won't show any activity. So without this, suppose if non-protein part is removed, then this protein part left behind, that is called as apoenzyme, which is not active. Okay, so this is very very important for the activity of enzyme. Come to non-protein part, which is called as cofactor. Cofactor. This cofactor may be inorganic one, may be inorganic. Two components are there. Organic. Organic component is known as coenzyme. 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 Inorganic component is known as activator. 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 Example, metal ions Na plus, Mg plus 2, Mg plus 2, Cu plus 2, CO, Fe plus 3, Fe plus 2, etc. Metal ions. These are activators. Coenzyme. Example, vitamin. These are vitamin, derivatives of vitamin. Derivatives of vitamin can act as a coenzyme. Both activator and coenzyme together called as cofactor. These cofactors are essential for the activity of enzyme. So presence of activator and coenzymes both increases the activity of enzyme. So next, one more point here, inhibitor. Sixth one, inhibitor. Inhibitor or poison. See, these decreases the enzyme activity. This substance decreases enzyme activity. In the presence of inhibitor or poison, enzyme activity is decreases. See, these may block active site. These may block active site of enzymes, and then they may cause decrease the activity of enzyme. So in this way, inhibitor poisons may block active sites, otherwise may changes the shape of active sites. By that, they may decrease the enzyme activity. So these are the characteristics of enzyme catalysis. Now we will see some important enzymatic reactions. Now we will see some enzyme catalyzed reactions. See here, starch to maltose. This reaction catalyzed by a diastase, source is malt. Next enzymatic reaction, maltose to glucose. This reaction catalyzed by maltase. Usually enzyme name ends with ASE. Okay. Next enzymatic reaction, sucrose to glucose and fructose. This reaction catalyzed by invertase. Source is yeast. Next, glucose to ethyl alcohol and carbon dioxide. This reaction catalyzed by zymase. Source is yeast only. Next, proteins to peptides. This reaction catalyzed by pepsin. Source stomach. Next, proteins to amino acids. This reaction catalyzed by trypsin. Intestine. Urea to ammonia and carbon dioxide. Urea decomposes into ammonia and carbon dioxide. This reaction catalyzed by urease. Source is soya bean. Next, milk to curd, curdling of milk. This can be catalyzed by lactobacilli. Source is curd. These are the some important enzyme catalyzed reactions. We need to remember enzymes and corresponding reactions. Thank you.